What's up everybody, in today's video I've completed Elden Ring without healing. It was basically all or nothing at every fight. I'm on a challenge to complete a bunch of Elden Ring runs, and if I can't do it before the channel hits 1,000 subscribers, I have to beat Elden Ring without getting hit. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Bruh. I might as well take out the heal flask out of my inventory. I switched the flask and I went to the first set of Grace and Limgrave, and then I walked up a little bit, beat the crap out of this guy, snuck behind him, sliced him up. Then I went to the other guy, beat him up, and then I got Torn and then the other Grace by the rune farm. Then I did a bit more rune farming over here by Lenny's Rise, and then I went to this Grace over here to fight the Bloodhound Knight to get the Bloodhound's Fang. This guy sucks. You already know the drill. I smacked him around, he smacked me around, but I smacked him harder. Pause, wait, that sounded wrong. I smacked around the circle rock to get the Blood Flame Blade incantation, and then I bought the Finger Seal, and now it's time to fight Margit. Margit is usually a warm-up boss, but without healing, there's zero room for errors. Every hit mattered, so I had to play slower and tighter than usual. I baited out his wide sweeps, leaping attacks, and punished only after his combos ended, and saved all my stamina for dodging instead of panic swings. Once he started mixing the glowing hammer and dagger throws, I just stayed close enough to force melee attacks and kept the camera locked onto his body so I can roll away through every swing. By the end, I beat Margit, and yeah, I just beat him. Yeah, there's nothing special, bro. Keep it moving. And I just fell down because I wanted to. Then I went into another castle to get the right Dectus Medallion and the Radagon Sword Seal. Then I went into some crystal tunnels, beat the crap out of this guy because I didn't like the way he was looking at me, upgraded my Bloodhound's Fang, and now it's time to fight Godric the Gunner. Godric's attack cover a lot of ground, but they're slow enough to read and react if you're focused. In phase 1, I kept my distance and rolled into the back end of his axe combos to land quick hits, then backed off immediately. The second phase with the dragon arm was harder. His fire breath and slams forced me to keep a wide circle and only strike after the flames died down. I couldn't risk getting greedy or trying to trade hits, so I chipped away steadily, knowing when to stay aggressive and when to back off was key. Especially since I can't heal, so I can't make any mistake, even though I did. I got this side of Grace over here and then went into over this castle in the backward to get the Flame Grammy Strength incantation. This helps me just have more bleed loss in my attack, so it's very useful. I also completed the White Mask Rare quest so I can get to Mogwen Palace. I just went up to the other Grace, leveled myself up a little bit, and now it's time to fight the Red Wolf of Radagon. This fight moves fast and keeps you on your toes. The Red Wolf of Radagon sword combos are quick but have short windows between attacks if you stay calm. I kept my distance at first to get in a few hits, and then started rolling into his combos to punish safely. Swifty 1, Red Wolf of Radagon 0. Then I headed into Muckwater Cave. I got stopped by a security guard, Invader. I don't know what this guy deal was, but I smacked him around, beat the crap out of him because he knows I'm Swifty, and then I went into the cave, got the Grace, and now it's time to fight Patches so I can get his bell bearing, so I can get the missionary cookbook so I'm able to craft the gold pickled foulfoot, which essentially just increases my rune boost by like 30%. Then I farmed the materials, which are the penguins, and then I got the gold firefly, and lastly I got the Roa fruit. And now I get an insane amount of rune boost. Leveled up, and then I baited this security guard so I can push him off the elevator, and then now it's time to fight Renala. Phase 1 was about breaking the floating book shields while avoiding the ones that fall from the sky. I stayed close but careful, always moving to avoid damage and timing on my hits between attacks. I find it very hard to believe that people struggle on this boss. Nothing against Renala, but my grandma could beat this boss. She's so easy. I just kept spamming L2. Before she got up, I hit her with one last attack, and then we moved on to the second phase. Obviously at the start of the second phase, I hit her under her magic spells like the Kamehameha. I did end up dying here. I don't know why. I thought I could go to the magic. I was gonna hit her, but then I just got hit by her balls and just wait. Her stab swings were fast but predictable if you stayed close enough. The fight demanded control of space and timing since I couldn't rely on healing. Finally, I brought her down. Then I did a bit more rune farming, leveled myself up, and then I went back to Stormvale Castle to grab the Claw Talisman, went to the Volcano Manor Church, and now it's time to make our way to fight two bosses, the Godskin Noble and Rykard. I got the security guard, and the reason why I fought him is because I wanted his armor set, and now it's time to fight the Godskin Noble. The Godskin Noble moveset punishes panic. He changes combos quickly and mixes in grabs and rolls that can catch you off guard. Without healing, I couldn't afford to trade, so I just stayed outside his range and waited for the fast double slash. When he inflated and rolled, I ran until he stopped and reset the light. His black flame throws made me back off and reset my position. The hardest part was not getting greedy during his slower moves. They look punishable, but buddy often follows him up with faster swings, I treated the whole fight like a cycle. Stay out, bait something unsafe, go in and reset. After that, I did my favorite rune farm, leveled myself up, and also upgraded the Serpent Hunter for the Rykard boss fight. Using the Serpent Hunter spear changes this fight into a battle of spacing. In phase 1, Rykard relies on massive sweeps, slams, and lava pools that limit movement. Phase 2, with Rykard himself, is more faster and way more chaotic. The heat in the air was intense as the ground cracked beneath him, but I stayed close, striking again and again. Every attack shook the arena, but I didn't back off. Little by little, I did end up dying a few times over here, which was expected, not gonna lie. But I did die more times than I thought I would. When was Rykard this tough? With one last hit, the fight was over, and his massive body collapsed in silence. I do not remember Rykard being this difficult. Anyways, I got Rykard's Great Rune, and then I went to this area over here. I had to go inside this castle, climb up this ladder, and then I finally got the left deck this medallion. I got this side of grace over here, hosted the medallion, and now we're in a new area. But this time, I went over here to fight the Godskin Apotsko so I can get the Godskin Peeler weapon. This is one step closer to my ultimate bleed build. XQC over here was kind of a tough match because he was very long and he just like kept spinning. I needed that weapon. It's so strong for a bleed build, it shreds bosses. I kept dodging his moves, he kept throwing out like black flame, but I finally finished him off with my ultimate attack. I got the Godskin Peeler, I also leveled it up a little bit, and then now it's time to fight the Dragonic Tree Sentinel. Made my way up to this area.
Making my way through the hood.
The massive knight on horseback stood in front of the Capital's gate, his armor glowing in the light, his giant shield and huge hammer made it clear he was ready to crush anything that got close.
I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better, I am better!
The moment I stepped forward, he charged, swinging hard enough to shake the ground. I stayed light on my feet, dodging under his swings and landing quick hits on the side of his horse. Every time I thought I had an opening, he'd slam me on the ground, sending out a shockwave. Still, I kept chipping away, staying just outside his reach and moving in fast. After enough hits, his movement slowed, and one last swing from my weapon brought him down, crashing. Then I made my way into the capital. Next boss of the day. I got this side of grace over here by the castle, then I had to go into the castle, climb up the ladder, open his chest, and got the Howl of Shibiri incantation. Then I did a bit more rune farming at the bird spot, leveled myself up a little bit, and then now it's time to start the Radon Festival. I told the man I'm ready, I went down in the elevator, went across the sand to go into the portal, and then now I'm ready to fight Radon. The open battlefield stretched out in front of me while Radon standing in the distance, bow in hand, already firing massive arrows. I moved in quick, avoiding each shot while the NPC summons rushed forward to help. As I closed the gap, Radon switched to his twin greatsword, swinging with raw power and speed. Midway through, he launched into the air and came crashing down like a meteor. I kept the pressure up, and with the combined effort of my attacks and the chaos around us, Radon finally fell to his knees. The fight is over. Then I went ahead and reset my stats to focus on Arcane a lot more. I found this side of grace, I went over here to get the Golden Vow incantation. I made my way up this massive tree, dodging the enemies over here.
And you know what else is massive?
And now it's time to fight Godfrey the First Shade. I kinda had to activate Ultra Instinct in this fight. This is one of my favorite fights in Elden Ring since the dodging it feels so smooth. I don't know why. He did land some solid hits though. I'm not gonna lie, his hits were doing a lot more damage than expected. I did die once, but I got back up. I have a lot of confidence during this fight since he is kind of predictable to dodge. I thought I was doing pretty good against Godfrey until this time. I did die again. I got back up this time. He had one more hit. After trading blows, I landed the last hit. He faded away, leaving the arena quiet. And then I went into like Lux Ruin something. I opened this door, I had to fight this mini boss with purple looking eyes. He thought he was good, but he was trash. And I did not know I can use Torrent in this. I opened the chest and got the Ritual Sword Talisman, and then I made my way up these stairs, and now it's time to fight Margot. Margot stood at the center of the throne room, staff in hand, his voice low but full of rage. The moment the fight began, he came at me fast, unpredictable swings. His weapon moved in wide arcs, and every now and then he would leap into the air and slam down hard. Shaking the ground, he didn't give much breathing room, so I had to dodge almost non-stop, getting in close for quick hits before backing off. After a long back and forth, my final strike landed and Margot stumbled back before collapsing. The Omen King defeated. I did a bit more rune farming, leveled myself up a little bit. If you made it this far into the video, subscribe. Then we went to the snow area, and now it's time to fight the fire giant. Walking across this chain, Man, I hate this boss. The fire giant stood tall above me, his single eye locked on my every move. His massive shield and fury attacks made it almost impossible to stay in one spot for too long. I focused on his leg, dodging the sweeps of his weapon and striking at every chance I got. When enough damage was done, he dropped to the ground and his leg broke, forcing him into the second phase. Now crawling and even angrier, his attacks became wilder with flames covering the ground around me. I kept my distance when needed but closed in fast for strong hits. When he left himself wide open, after a long, grueling exchange, he finally collapsed. I went up the chain around this big bowl of lava. I got the sight of grace and then I talked to Melina to burn the earth tree. In this area, all I did was farm materials, but if you have made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Even if you're not subscribed, even if you don't like the video, just showing up means the world to me. I know my videos don't get as much views as others, but I'm still grateful for every single one of you guys that watch my videos. I upgraded the Godskin Peeler, and then now it's time to fight the Godskin Duo. Two bosses in one arena, one tall and one slim. The other one is short and round. They didn't wait for me to make the first move, charging in with fast and constant hits. I had to focus on one while keeping an eye on the other, dodging non-stop to avoid getting trapped. The tall one swung with long, fast combos while the other one rolled around the arena trying to crush me. After dropping the first, I quickly turned to the second, dodging their desperate swings until the last hit finally landed. The room felt quiet. The fight finally finished. I'm finished as well if you guys don't know. I ended up doing a lot more rune farming at the bird spot and then leveled myself up a little bit even more. Then we had to fight this security guard in front of the Malekith boss fight. Again, this one makes the other Dragonic tree sentinel look like a god. This guy absolutely sucks. I defeated him, went back to the grace, and then now it's time to fight Malekith. At first, Malekith stayed in his cloaked form, moving fast and swinging with heavy strikes. His range was big, but I stayed close enough to land a few hits before rolling out of danger.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
When I brought his health down far enough, he revealed his true form, moving even faster and covering the arena with deadly slashes. His blade left trails of red light in the air, and each swing could take huge chunks of health, plus it also has blood loss. Little by little, his movement slowed, and with one final strike, he fell, his body fading into shadows. Then we saw the destroyed area, got the grace, and walked up the stairs. Don't think I didn't forget about this guy. This guy sucks. The fight started, and he just stood there spamming weak spells like he thought he was some kind of genius. I ran straight at him, hit him a few times, and he folded instantly. It felt like less of a boss fight and more just like I smacked the NPC who wandered into the wrong room. Then it's time to walk up these stairs and fight the final two bosses of the game. Or three. Godfrey walked into the arena with heavy steps, his axe resting on his shoulder. The first part of the fight felt like a brutal test of strength, each of his swings heavy enough to send shockwaves through the floor. I dodged carefully, punishing him only when he left himself open. After taking enough damage, he dropped the axe and charged into the barehanded, moving faster and hitting harder than ever. His grabs and slams could have ended me in seconds, so I stayed alert, dodging at the very last moment. This fight became a pure battle of timing, each hit feeling like it carried the weight of the world. After trading blow after blow, my final strike landed and Godfrey fell. Look how nervous I was. Anyways, I did more rune farming and went straight to fight Radagon. Radagon waited in the bright, glowing arena, hammer in his hand. His swings were wide and powerful, and every hit landed sending a shockwave of holy light. I stayed in motion, dodging through his attacks and striking in between. After enough damage, Radagon fell, and with one last attack, he dropped to his knees before vanishing in light. For the Elden Beast, the arena stretched out like an endless ocean, the Elden Beast swimming through the air ahead of me. It moved gracefully, but attacked with huge bursts of holy energy, filling the air with glowing rings and sweeping beams. I stayed on it, chasing it down every time it tried to pull away. When I got close, I struck hard and fast, making sure every hit counted before it swam off again. This fight was a test of patience, closing distance over and over, dodging the waves of magic it sent my way. After a long battle, I got in close one last time and landed the final hit, ending the fight and bringing the journey to a close. Can I just run away this time, please? Just let me run away. And I have become the Elden Lord once again. 1k subs, I'll do it without getting hit.